Welcome back, truth seekers, romantics, and connoisseurs of the human condition, to the inner sanctum of the entertainment world. Welcome to Mr. Magazine. You have tuned into the only digital observatory that refuses to be blinded by the glittering facade of celebrity life or the scripted smiles of the red carpet. Here, we do not merely report the headlines, we dissect the anatomy of the hearts breaking behind them. We peel back the velvet ropes to reveal the raw, unpolished reality that the PR teams work so tirelessly to hide. If you are tired of superficial gossip and crave a narrative that touches the spirit and challenges the mind, you have found your home. Before we embark on today's seismic journey into the complex, labyrinthine love life of one of Turkey's most beloved actresses, please ensure you have subscribed to our channel. For those of you who wish to be the true pillars of this community, enabling us to produce this high-caliber, independent journalism, we invite you to click the Join button below. Your support is the engine that drives our storytelling. And, as always, your voice is the chorus to our narrative. We want to hear your deepest thoughts, your theories, and your analysis in the comment section. Now, prepare yourselves, because Elçin Sangu has just made a decision that has rewritten her destiny. In the grand, often turbulent theatre of Turkish entertainment, there are moments that transcend mere gossip and become cultural touchstones. This week, we witnessed one such moment. The phrase Elçin Sangu has chosen the man she will marry has become not only the most talked about headline of the day but perhaps the defining narrative of the year. However, the twist in this tale is not an acceptance, but a refusal. The beautiful actress's definitive no to the marriage proposal from Octai, the businessman with whom she had been cultivating a quiet life, has generated a tsunami of reaction not only among her inner circle but also on the sets of Istanbul and the digital agoras of social media. Yet, the true controversy does not lie in the rejection itself, but in the phantom limb that aches in its wake. Accusations have surfaced, thick and fast, that the architect of this refusal is none other than her former flame, the charismatic Barış Arduç. To understand the gravity of this decision, we must first look at the relationship that was supposed to lead to the altar. Elçin Sangu, whose career continues to ascend like a star in high orbit, has reportedly been in a discreet, low-profile relationship with Octai. Those close to the couple described this union as a sanctuary. A calm, logical, and peaceful harbor away from the storms of celebrity. Octai, a man of the business world known for his level-headedness and thoughtful nature, represented stability. He represented safety. The narrative seemed written, the fiery actress finding peace with the steady businessman. It was supposed to culminate in a romantic dinner, a ring, and a joyous announcement. Octai, taking an emotional and bold step that friends say was opening his heart for the first time in his life, proposed. But the script went off the rails. Elçin's polite yet firm refusal was not just a rejection of a ring, it was a rejection of a logical life. It suggested that for Elçin, peace is not enough if it lacks fire. According to persistent behind-the-scenes rumors, Elçin's sudden and bold decision was not made in a vacuum. The moment the proposal was made, the invisible presence of Barış Arduç filled the room. Years ago, Elçin and Barış shared a passionate affair that defined an era of television and captivated a nation. Their chemistry was not merely acted, it was a living, breathing entity. The couple, whose eventual breakup was dissected as thoroughly as their romance, had gone their separate ways, forging successful careers and attempting to build new lives. However, there is a certain subset of the population, the romantics, the dreamers, who believe that great loves never end, merely pausing for breath. Elçin's rejection of Octai has validated this belief. It has raised the burning question, is the door to the past opening again? Leaks from Elçin Sangu's inner circle provide a fascinating glimpse into her psyche. The young actress reportedly emphasizes that marriage is a monumental responsibility, a covenant that cannot be entered into lightly. But beneath this pragmatic view lies a deeper emotional truth: she has not fully healed. The scars of her past relationships, specifically the deep grooves carved by her time with Barış, remain tender. She does not feel ready to begin a new chapter because the previous one was never truly finished. It is rumored that Elçin realized, in that moment of the proposal, that she could not commit to Octai because her heart was still occupied territory. She prioritizes being in harmony, both spiritually and mentally, with her partner. For Elçin, love is not just about romantic dinners and social media posts, it is about a soul-deep resonance. And if that resonance is still tuned to the frequency of Barış Arduç, then no amount of logic can force a marriage to Octai ikinci. The most compelling evidence for this resurrection of love comes from whispers of clandestine encounters. Rumors circulating in the VIP lounges of Istanbul suggest that Elçin and Barış have recently crossed paths unexpectedly, and perhaps expectedly. They have been spotted together through the lens of mutual friends, at private events, and even in the informal intimacy of cafe meetings. Observers note a constant, electric bickering between them. The kind of friction that only exists between two people who know each other's souls. One specific anecdote has become the centerpiece of this drama. It is said that at a recent high-profile reception, Elçin was sitting alone in a secluded corner, away from the flashbulbs. A text message lit up her phone, and moments later, witnesses saw tears streaming down her face. Who sent the message? The answer seemed to arrive in person. Barış Arduç appeared shortly after, weaving through the crowded room with a singular focus, approaching Elçin directly. Their conversation that evening was described as brief but intense, a collision of two worlds. Following this emotional summit, the couple's recent outings have raised the question, has their relationship completely broken down, or is everything happening behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of the world? In the midst of this fiery reunion, we must spare a thought for the casualty of this story, Octai ikinci. There are rumors of a quiet but profound disappointment on his part. He had offered Elçin a future of stability, and he was met with the chaos of her past. His inner circle describes him as devastated, noting that he had truly believed they were on the path to marriage. However, true to his character, Octai has handled this rejection with immense dignity. Details being discussed behind the scenes suggest that he respected Elçin's decision and chose to back out without forcing an ultimatum or pressuring her. He realized that he was fighting a ghost he could not defeat. His exit was as calm and logical as his entrance, proving that sometimes, the right man is simply the wrong man for a heart that craves the storm. We must pause here, dear Mr. Magazine family. What is your take on this dilemma? Is it better to choose the safe, logical love that brings peace, or the passionate, turbulent love that brings fire? Elçin chose the fire. What would you have done? We are incredibly curious to read your relationship philosophy in the comments below. All eyes have now shifted to Barış Arduç. The actor, who often makes headlines for his emotional intelligence and profound statements, is being reminded of his own words from previous interviews. He once famously said, "There are loves you think are over, but in reality, they're just waiting." At the time, it sounded like a poetic platitude. Now, with Elçin's decision, it sounds like a prophecy. There are strong indications that Elçin will soon be seen side by side with the man she is destined to marry, and that man is Barış. The industry is buzzing with talk of possible collaborations on a joint project, which would serve as a soft launch for their reunion. Photos taken together at the same gala, surprise encounters captured on camera, the tabloid world is on high alert for the slightest sign of the pair. Behind the scenes, the attractive actor is reportedly ready to make a move. Known for sentimental remarks like, "I paid a high price for this love, I'll pay it again," Barış is likely planning a concrete step toward reconciliation. He knows that Elçin has cleared the path for him. The question is no longer if, but how. Some sources suggest they have been talking for a long time, gradually dismantling the walls of resentment that separated them. Others claim that nothing is clear yet, only the weight of the past steers the ship. The reaction from the public has been nothing short of a frenzy. Fans are digging through their digital archives, sharing old pictures of the couple, and leaving lengthy, emotional dissertations under every post. Messages like "they were an unfinished story and this romance should have a happy ending" are proliferating across the internet. The collective consciousness of the fandom is willing this reunion into existence. Amidst this noise, a notable silence prevails from Elçin herself. The young actress, who prefers to let her work speak for itself, has maintained her digital stoicism. She shares innocent snapshots of her daily life, projects, and art, refusing to address the elephant in the room. But in the language of the tabloid press, silence is often interpreted as the calm before the storm. Her refusal to deny the rumors is, in effect, a confirmation of their complexity. In conclusion, the phrase Elçin Sangu has chosen the man she will marry seems, for now, to be symbolic. It is an expression of an emotional truth rather than a legal one. Yes, there is no signed marriage certificate, no diamond ring, no wedding dress fitting, yet. But Elçin's decision to reject the safety of Octai Kinsey, and the overwhelming evidence that Barış Arduç is the gravitational force behind this decision, suggests that her heart has already plotted its course. She has chosen the difficult path. She has chosen the path of memory, of passion, and of unresolved business. Currently, it is unknown how this story will end, whether it will bring tears of joy or tears of sorrow. But one thing is certain. In a world where love and the past are so inextricably intertwined, every step Elçin takes from this moment on is a crucial factor. Her word has determined the fate of the next scene, and the whole world is watching to see who walks onto the stage next. What do you think will happen? Will Barış step up and claim the love that has been waiting for him? Or will the past prove too heavy to carry into the future? Leave your predictions and your support in the comments below. If this deep dive analysis gave you a new perspective on the news, please destroy that like button. It helps us immensely. And if you want to support independent journalism that isn't afraid to speak the truth, click Join to become a member of the Mr. Magazine family. Until the next breaking development, stay curious, stay passionate, and remember, the heart wants what it wants. This is Mr. Magazine, signing off.